Hello, and welcome back to King Note Gaming. It is I, King Note, and today is a lot of custom design making because we're on my island of Parfait today, which is the tropical Sweetscore island. And as usual, I make all of my own paths, so you can see me editing all of this right now. Uh, I basically the only thing I had to do was make sure that that middle part was like tiled perfectly, basically all the edges lined up perfectly so it makes a cohesive single design. And then after that, I added all of the corner edges just to match my normal sidewalk so I don't have to have extra path. It all works together. And I'm just kind of fidgeting and editing the paths that I already have to match the new ones. Custom design making is always back and forth, back and forth. So I sped this up as much as physically possible because it takes a long time to make all of these paths, but I don't know. I think it's kind of fun to share my process. And here I'm adding the shading to all of the pool pathing, and you can see you can make it into a pretty interesting shape. So here's a little bit slower footage, just so you can see more of what I'm doing here. I also took pictures with my capture card to make sure I got all of the colors the same. And there's not much for me to say here, so at this point I'm just going to be talking about my plans for Parfait. What am I doing with this island? Well, the next big build that I want to do is to make a hotel, and I'm going to use my resident rep Ruby here. I'm going to use her house to make the hotel. I want to do a couple of gift shops, one right by the airport, just so you can come in, get some little tchotchkes, like little extra whatever you want there. Probably put like a hula doll or something there since it is a tropical resort island. I'm going to decorate the neighborhoods, of course. The pool area is what I'm doing right here. Clothing store, grocery store, convenience store. Every single beach is going to be decorated on this island, so that will be something else. But I'll probably include this, but I used my iPad. I took a picture of the map and I circled where I want everything to be on the island, which I'm a pretty visual person, so that really helps me figure out where I'm putting everything. Also, the number of bookshelves I'm gonna have to use on this island, because the wide display stands are great, but sometimes they're too chunky. I don't need a 2x2. I need or 2.5, whatever the spacing is two. It's not thin enough. So in some instances, I'm gonna have to use bookshelves and simple panels, which, that's a 1.0 strat, but it works. I'm using all kinds of items on this, of course. Here I had to make the pool a little bit smaller so I could fit everything I wanted to put over here. Mainly being the square bathtub to be like a hot tub. So usually you have a hot tub right by the pool. I remember as a kid, always daring my friends, we're gonna go in the hot tub and then jump right in the pool because it's super cold. That seems to be something that happens with people. Let me know if you had that experience, because I certainly did. Here I'm kind of planning out where I want the changing rooms to be, and I mess with that a lot later on, so that is definitely not final. But yeah, I'm super excited for this. This is I love this kind of aesthetic, like Tropicore, resort island, lots of colors, rainbow, whatever. And then my other island that I'm working on right now, so I'm just everyone likes all kinds of different things, but I feel like right now I'm giving myself whiplash with the islands I'm working on, but it's fun, right? I like it that way. If I was only working on Lacrimosa, it'd get kind of depressing. Although I would like it, but I have too many ideas. I don't have enough time to only work on one island at a time before the next game comes out, whenever that will be. Which I don't like to speculate about that. I unsubscribe from YouTube channels because they start talking about the next game. I'm not down for that. I want to hear it from Nintendo themselves. I am not somebody who listens to the leaks and the gossip. And like until I'm told 100%, I'm not even listening to it. So it's okay if you're interested in the hype and whatever. I'm just old and tired. But yeah, here I'm again totally like trying to figure out how to make this little fake building here. And I think I finally decided on a good setup. It's a little bit closer to the cliff edge than I wanted, but at the same time, like, you don't really need to hide the cliff edge facing that way as much, because it's not nearly as noticeable, so I don't mind. And I have, like, a little changing area up front. I think that's pretty cute. I might, like, add some simple panels, just with, like, a little custom design there later, but we'll see. A lot of these builds, I feel like I'm going to go back and change somewhat. But that's how I am with everything. Like, I'll just keep touching it, you know? At a certain point, I stop, but I'm probably gonna add some, like, I don't know. I always have, like, ideas later, so... Plus, it's really bothering me. This stays until the end, but those peacock chairs are not the same. I'm probably gonna customize them later, but I got so focused on this design right here. I'm making like some resort windows. I looked up a bunch of pictures on Google of like resort buildings, like hotels, that kind of stuff, like the Bahamas, wherever, like tropical resort areas, and I decided to go with this palette here and just slightly adjust things. And make them like column style, and then I put a little window cover up front on top just to make it a little more, I don't know, a little more hotel-esque, I guess is the best way I could put it. But I ended up customizing a ton of simple panels, and I'm definitely going to use this design more in the future because, you know, I'm going to make that hotel later. I got to make some other patterns, but we'll get to it when we get to it, I suppose. I'm just putting out all the ones that I customized because I lost patience after a bit there. I'm like, I don't want to keep customizing these things. I added more music, hanging out, and we are almost at the outro. So, while Ruby is going around frantically putting up hedges because I think it just makes the area look more complete, I will thank you all for watching so much. Stay tuned for the outro, because you can see like the glamour shots and what have you. And hopefully I will get green water builds out. I decided on completely different terraforming, and I don't even know what I'm doing with it right now. So hopefully green water will get a speed build at some point. But once again, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a good one, everybody.